I'll start again. Hi everyone, and welcome to another live session from the series Engineering Qualification Validation. And in Australia, this session is number 111 that I hold every week on Sunday, 8:30 p.m. here, Brisbane time. And tonight I'm going to talk about how to use soft skills experiences in the career episodes for your validation of your engineering qualification. But first, for those that don't know me, my name is Gerson Ida, and I'm the founder of www.engineersinaustralia.com, a website to share content of value and useful information to help you in your journey to validate your engineering qualification in Australia. And I also share information about other things like workplace health and safety, environmental management, and day-to-day of engineering in Australia. And also I have a special series, probably next week I'm going to talk about it, about how to get your first professional job here as an engineer in Australia. And if you haven't joined the Telegram group yet, I've got a Telegram group called Engineering Qualification Validation with now more than 800 members. And why is it important for you to join my Telegram group? Because during the live session, I'm going to show you the PDF of this live session. And depending on the engagement that I get in my Instagram post, I will post the PDF in the Telegram so you can have access to the information from tonight's live session. I'm going to copy and paste the link if you are not a member of the group yet. It's a free group. You can just join there. You just need to download the app, and then once you download the app, you can click on this link, and then you'll be directed to join the group. Those ones on Instagram, after the live session, you can go to my bio, and there is a link there, linktree/JersonIda, and then once you click on that link, it will open up a few buttons, and one of the buttons will be to join my Telegram group. And also, if you're interested to participate in my online free workshop that I'm going to do next month in September, starting on the 5th of September, I just pasted the link as well, so you can register your participation in there. Those ones in Instagram. Also, the link is in my bio. So let's get down to the business now, and I'm here to talk about how you can use soft skills experiences in the career episodes. If you're trying to validate your engineering qualification here in Australia, obviously you think about all the technical aspects, all the engineering aspects of your experiences. But also soft skills are also important, may not be as important as the engineering skills, but those soft skills will probably contribute to about 30% of your validation process. So it is fairly important. Just a question, so I know about a little bit about you guys. If you can put in the comments what sort of engineer are you? Are you a civil engineer, mechanical engineer? And also, where you're from, if you're from Brazil and you live in Australia, or if you are if you are Brazilian and still live in Brazil, or if you are Colombian and live in Australia. So just so I know a little bit about you guys, and also your type of engineering, so perhaps I can give some examples while I talk about some of the soft skills. And as an engineering professionals, it's very common for us to have soft skills experience. And the challenge is to have the right balance of using those experiences in the career episode when you are preparing your CDR. And for those that probably are new to the validation process, CDR stands for Competency Demonstration Report, which is the process that you need to do if you want to validate your engineering qualification in Australia, and you cannot really validate in another way. And probably this would be a good information for me to know as well. Are you new to my live sessions? Are you new to this process? If you're new, maybe you type new. If you're old, not old in age, but old in the process, and you already follow me, perhaps you put old, you write old in the comments, and so I know. Got some comments already here. We've got Lady Sanchez, electrical and electronics engineer from Colombia. Yeah, welcome and very nice. Actually, last week I had very good news. I had one of my students of my online mentoring program. He called me saying that he was validated as an electronics engineer here in Australia as well. So very, very happy for him. And he put a lot of effort and he more than deserved that. Ingrid, environmental engineer, Brazilian living in Australia. Yeah, very nice, Ingrid. Actually, also I've got a student, Walter. He's also environmental engineer, and he was validated April last year. Actually, I've got if you go to my YouTube channel, there is an interview with him talking, and he was talking about the difficulties that he had and how he overcame those difficulties when he validated his environmental engineer qualification. Kelly, mechanical production engineer from Sao Paulo, but she lives in Melbourne. Yeah, welcome and thank you very much. And then in YouTube, we've got Andres, electronic engineer. He's Colombian and living in Australia. And Jacqueline, electrical engineer, Brazilian, living in Adelaide. Yeah, welcome, Jacqueline. She's one of my students. Andres, yes, he's saying that he's living in Brisbane. And obviously, Jacqueline, she wrote old because she already followed me for quite some time. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, so, and why I decided to talk about that? Because during my experience as an interviewer for Engineers Australia, some of you may or may not know, but since 2011, Engineers Australia was inviting me to participate in interviewing panels for those engineers that they wanted to become a chartered professional engineer. I am a chartered professional engineer already since I think 2009, and since that time, I participate in interview panels with Engineers Australia. Now it's slightly different, but still, even last year, I did a peer review of an engineer that wanted to become a chartered professional engineer. So, and I came across many issues in those applications. A lot of engineers, perhaps because we're very technical, it's a bit complicated for us to how to use our soft skills when we are doing our validation process. As you may or may not know, to validate the engineering qualification, you need to address 16 competencies, 16 competencies required by Engineers Australia, and some of them, they are linked to your soft skills. So it's interesting to understand what examples of soft skills you need to pay attention to so you can use those examples as part of your career episode. But as I mentioned before, it's very important that you cannot forget that you are validating as an engineer, and therefore majority of your experiences and your examples, they need to be linked to technical skills, which they probably what you call hard skills, not the soft skills. But what are soft skills? Well, soft skills, they are non-technical skills that relate to how you work. They include how you interact with colleagues, how you solve problems, and how you manage your work. And they can include interpersonal or people skills, communication skills, listening skills, time management, and empathy, among others as well. So I'm just going to show you the PDF that I'm going to share with you guys. So that's the material that I prepared a little bit earlier. So that's the PDF there. We'll make it a little bit bigger so you guys can, I can't make bigger because it's going to mess up the setup. All right, so that's the PDF, soft skills. And then I'm going to do I actually have already an Instagram post about the soft skills. What I'm going to do, I'm going to include in the comments this question. Name one soft skill you are good at. So, and that's going to be the information that's going to be in the PDF. What are soft skills, the types of soft skills, etc. So just going back to my notes. So what are some of the types of soft skills? So it's important for you to kind of, when I talk about those types of soft skills, think about examples that you probably used in your career, in your engineering career, as an engineering student or as a graduated engineer already. So what types are some of the types of soft skills? Adaptability, communication, creative thinking, work ethic, teamwork, positivity or positive attitude, time management, motivation, problem solving, critical thinking, conflict resolution, and many others. So I could be here talking about a lot about each of those soft skills, but the intention is not to develop your soft skills. The intention is to raise your awareness of those soft skills that you can use as an examples in your career episodes. Because this is another very complicated thing that engineers usually they find when thinking about or writing the career episodes. What are the examples that I can use in those competencies? You read the competency definition and then you think about, all right, that's the definition of this competency, but what are the examples that I can use to address those competencies? And that's what I'm going to talk about now. Where to use your soft skills experiences in your career episodes. So if you're going to use some of those soft skills that I just mentioned, those soft skills experiences, of course, as an engineer in any of the career episodes, you need to do it probably within the competencies in PE3, professional and personal attributes. When you go to, I'm just going to show you the booklet. So that is the Migration Skills Assessment booklet. So if you haven't downloaded yet, it's always a very good idea for you to download it straight away and have a very good look at it. So, and when you go to the summary statement on page 21, so that's, don't know, I can't really see, yeah. So page 21, summary statement for professional engineers. There are 3 areas of competencies that you need to address. PE1 is knowledge and skill base. PE2 is engineering application ability. And PE3 is professional and personal attributes. So majority of your soft skills will probably going to be within the last bit of competency, PE3, professional and personal attributes. So that's probably where you will be concentrating the majority of your soft skills. And in that area, PE3, and you have there 6 competencies that you need to address. That's probably the location where it will be the appropriate place to name some of those experiences, the soft skills experiences. For example, if you have very good performance in communication management, if you have very good examples in that, in terms of meetings, in terms of report writing, it can be explored in PE 3.2. That's competency PE 3.2, effective oral and written communication in professional and lay domains. You can give examples of project meetings when you elaborated monthly reports and other examples as well. Another example is when you're describing your experience in human resources management. If you were a team leader or a team member, as an engineer, we usually work in a team. Sometimes you work alone by yourself, but majority of the times you will be working or you have worked as a team, either a team leader or a team member. And if you, for example, were a team leader and if you manage your team's performance, or if you clarify the roles and responsibilities with the objective to improve productivity or the objective to obviously to deliver that particular project, in this case, you could use those examples in the competency PE 3.6, which is about team membership and team leadership. So that's just some examples. So now I'm going to show you how you can get hold of this PDF. So that's the PDF here. And if you have any questions, please put in the comments, and we'll check the comments soon, just to see if there is any comment. And for those ones that joined a little bit late, if you could please tell me what sort of engineer are you and where you're from. Let's say you're Brazilian living in Australia, or you are Filipino living in Philippines, for example. So I get to know a little bit about you. Yeah, Regina in YouTube. She's an electrical engineer from Brazil, and she's in Sydney. Yeah, thank you very much. Let's see if I have any other comment here in Instagram. No, it's all good. Okay, so how you can get hold of this PDF here? So very easy. So what are soft skills, the types of soft skills, where to use soft skills. So all the content that I'm talking tonight, it's going to be in this PDF. And the way that you can get it is in my Instagram. So just I don't remember my password. So in my Instagram, so when you go to my Instagram at Gerson Ida, my last post is this one, is raising awareness of this live session. So that's my last post in Instagram. What I would like you guys to do is to hit like, and then I'm going to write in the comments. I don't know if I can write in the comments. I think I can. Yeah. I'm going to put what is in the PDF. Soft skills. Name one soft skill you are good at. So if you could please put in the comments and name one soft skills that you're good at. If I have likes and comments, not just likes, but likes and comments in my last post in my Instagram account, I will then make this Word document as a PDF, and I'm going to post in my Telegram group. So obviously you need to be part of the Telegram group. And how do you become part of the Telegram group? You download the Telegram app. Telegram is like WhatsApp, but in my opinion, much more professional. So you download the Telegram app first, and then you can go to the comments, and I included in the comments the link to join my Telegram group. If you are watching in Instagram, you go to the link in my bio, and there is, once you click on that link, there is a button to join my group. So, but you need to like and make some comments, and the PDF also is going to be protected by a password that I'm going to tell you a little bit later on in the live session. So make sure that you stay with me until the end. All right, so let's keep going. And what about your experiences in quality management? As an engineer, whatever engineer are you? When we've got here, we've got Simone in Instagram. She's a civil engineer from Brazil, living in Australia. Yeah, welcome. So we have here tonight already civil engineers, electrical engineers, electronic engineers, production engineers, environmental engineers. And I'm pretty sure that majority of you guys, when you were delivering engineering projects, you were obliged pretty much to follow technical standards or some sort of a standards, either the Brazilian standards or the Australian standards or the Colombian standards, whatever. And as such, you probably had to follow a lot of the quality management, following specifications, making sure that you were doing testings and inspections, etc. So you can use and abuse your experience in project quality management, writing the standards and technical specifications you used to monitor project quality, or to monitor the project service or engineering activity that you performed. In case of civil engineering, for example, if you designed a structure, I'm a Brazilian civil engineer, and I used to design structures probably some 20 years ago. Not now, but some 20 years ago. And you could mention that you used the ABNT NBR 6118/2014, which is the design of concrete structures when you're preparing a beam design, for example. And that you consider the predominant mechanisms of deterioration related to the reinforcement, such as carbon and carbon chloride action, for example. In this case, there are a few competencies here that you could use in this paragraph. For example, PE 2.4, which is about the management of engineering projects. And as I mentioned before, project management can be considered a soft skill. It's not really a technical, a hard skill in engineering. There's a lot of project managers that they're not engineers. So you can use under PE 2.4. You can also use under PE 2.3, which is about design processes. And also even under 2.1, which is about the application of established methods. So some of the soft skills can also be used a little bit as part of the technical skills as well. But majority of those ones, they can be used in PE3. And record management is another area of competency that you can use as part of the soft skills. When you were doing, for example, creating file directories or project directories, so you can record the project information and project documentation. You can retrieve information easier. You can use in the, and that is under PE 3.4, which is professional use and management of information. Also, there's another one that's very good one for you to use, and also a very difficult one to demonstrate, which is PE 3.3. And PE 3.3 is about creativity and innovation. Engineers usually find a little bit difficult to find good examples to address PE 3.3, creative and innovation. So think about a time when you created, it could be probably a spreadsheet. It could be the utilization of a new technology, or you implemented a new process. Think about those examples, because those ones, and as I mentioned before, innovation is part of the soft skills that you can use in your competencies as well. Ethics is another very good example of soft skills. Sometimes you were faced with ethical challenges, and then you need to obviously describe how you dealt with that. And that's a very good example for PE 3.1, which talks about ethics. All right, before I forget, I will say that the password of this PDF is going to be, I'm going to paste in the comments, so people that are watching the live session, they can see that. And those ones on Instagram, it's going to be, I'm going to type here in my other profile. So it's going to be soft skills can be used. So soft skills can be used. So that is going to be the password. So those ones in Instagram, you probably saw my other profile. You may or may not know, but I'm a survivor of bowel cancer. So that's my other profile that I have in my Instagram. And that's probably a good invitation time if you created that profile to raise awareness about bowel cancer for people younger than 50 years old. When I was diagnosed, I was just 41 years old. And even though people think that bowel cancer can just kind of happen in older people, older than 50 years old, but more and more because of unhealthy eating that we do, or unhealthy lifestyle, we are seeing a lot of younger people having bowel cancer. So I had mine in 2013, and it just completed 8 years. So I'm technically cured. Some other comments here in YouTube. Maria Fatima, she's industrial engineering from Philippines, and she's an old follower. Thank you very much, Maria. Thanks for your loyalty. Got other comments. Ariel from Philippines, mechanical engineer. And Ariel asking, can factory acceptance tests be used as a career episode? Yeah, depends, Ariel. Factory acceptance test. When you look at the definition of the mechanical engineer, probably you're pushing a little bit the boundary here, because the definition of a professional engineer in the mechanical engineering is probably a little bit different. Usually those acceptance tests, and that's not just for mechanical engineers, but can be for civil engineers and chemical engineers, they're usually more for the technologist, engineering technologist. Unless you created the test procedure, but if you were doing or carrying out those acceptance tests, it's probably more like a technologist and technician level. You got to think that when you're doing the factory acceptance test, you're probably following already a testing procedure. So if you're just following the testing procedure, Engineers Australia will probably interpret that's not quite a skill that an engineer need to have to kind of follow testing procedure. So if you were the one who developed the testing procedure, then it's different, because to develop the testing procedure, you probably had to do a lot of analysis. You had to use your engineering skills to develop that test procedure. But just to carry out testing, it's probably not quite the level of professional engineers. Okay, we'll just double check here. It's all good. All right, and again, if you're interested in the free workshop, the name of the workshop is I Want to Become an Engineer in Australia. You can register to the next event. I'm just going to share with you guys the web page that I created for my workshop. Obviously, I created myself, so that's a civil engineer creating a website. So may not be probably very nice, but that's the best that I could do. So the webinar, the opening webinar, is going to start in 27 days, 12 hours and 51 minutes. So pretty much this is the workshop calendar here. So starting on the 5th of September, 10 a.m. If you are in Brazil, or if you want to have a look in Portuguese, I managed to create a button to translate to Portuguese here. So you see everything in Portuguese, but then the dates are reflecting the Brazilian time. So I'm going back to English there. So, and how to register, you can click here to register in the free online workshop. So once you click on that button, you go to the registration page, which is taking a little bit of time, and then you can put your email address and your name, and then, for example, tick all that applies. I'm a Brazilian and I'm living in Australia, and then I can register. So, and once I click register, it's going to go to the confirmation page, or almost confirmed, 98% confirmed. I've got a very short video in English and in Portuguese talking about once you confirm, you submit your registration, you will get an email with the confirmation. But email sometimes is complicated, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it. So for that, you can then join my WhatsApp group for the workshop. Once you click in there, you can join the group, and then in the WhatsApp group for the workshop, I'm going to be sending the confirmation of the events and everything else. So yeah, have a look. I think I've got yeah, pretty much that. So I'm going to paste again for you to register in YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. You can go to the link in my bio and it will be there. All right, so just going to check if is there any other question there. No more question in YouTube, no more questions in Facebook, and I think I have no more questions in Instagram. So I would like to thank you guys very much, and I hope that these tips have been useful and helpful to assist you in your journey to validate your engineering qualification here in Australia. And I would like to thank you very much for your attendance and participation and interaction. And don't forget to go to my last Instagram post and like, and in the comments write what is one soft skills that you are very good at. And if I have likes and comments, I will then make this PDF available in the Telegram group with the password soft skills can be used. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next week, Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Brisbane time, and I'm going to talk about a very good tip how you can get your first professional job here in Australia. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.